So there's the physical component of what you do. There's the art, and not that the physical and art are separate, but that it's like, it's not just about how many pirouettes you can do.
Right.
It's about like, how can you make this all beautiful and connected? So there's the art side of what you do. But then because you are in this position of like being the first Black woman, everywhere you went in ballet, you're the first. I feel like my mom, I always joke about, was like, she always was in, as she's 89, but she was always the first Black woman to turn left on this street in the history of Indianapolis. You know what I mean? Like everywhere she went, the first Black woman to walk in this door, to sneeze
in this room.
Exactly. Like she was just in that era because she was like making new ways and didn't believe in being held back. She was the first, we've never had a Black woman say "excuse me" at 5:05 p.m. on this street corner. So you're in a position like that, which carries its own weight. Mm-hmm. Does that weight? And I'm not that I'm in the same position, but I've talked about like when you're a Black person who's notable, you sort of become a little bit of spokesperson for the race.
Absolutely.
And I always have to be clear about when I think I'm speaking for the race versus this is a Kamau thought. You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to have my own thoughts, and I also don't want Black people to think that I think everything comes out of my mouth is about all of us.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I'm so proud that young Black people can like anime openly. I feel very I feel like I fought so that could happen.
Oh,
like,
I love that.
Just because it's like liking things like that when I was a kid was not a thing you talked about.
Right.
Yeah,
Totally.
So
yeah, it's an interesting like place to hold, like a space to hold and a place to be in. Yeah. That I feel like I've had such incredible support, like from the Black community and like the role models and the mentors I've had in my life that I always just felt like it was like, we're all here with you. So it never felt like we're expecting these things and like pressure in that way. I just always have felt proud to like push and fight. And it wasn't like I don't know, there were some moments that I put pressure on myself for sure. But it was more, I think, thinking not about like how the Black community would feel. Like they wouldn't look at me as a failure. Like if I weren't promoted to principal dancer, I think it was more about like, well, what the realities of what will happen next if I don't reach this point, I like whether it was the first time I did Swan Lake. And if I don't, I was the first Black woman to perform the lead in that role at American Ballet Theatre in their, I don't know, like 80-year history. Yeah. And like, oh, if I don't do this exactly how everyone's expecting me to do it, meaning the ballet critics, like, will a Black woman ever be given this opportunity?
That's
what
I'm talking about.
Those are the types of things that definitely I've experienced for sure.
Because it's not that Misty's not good at Swan Lake.
It's that that's what they say. You represent all of us.
Clearly, Black people are.
If you can't do this the way we want you to, then no one else can either.
Even if you're just making a better choice for you, that also may be more interesting for the thing.
Exactly.
It's not the way it has been done before.
Totally. Yeah. So there's that, but again, I've had like just incredible support where it's like snapping me out of it. Like, girl, get back to it. You got work to do. Like Debbie Allen, it's like, whether it's Debbie Allen or it's Prince or it's, Susan Failshill, like Val Carlotti, like so many incredible Black people in my life that have just been like, yes, like we are all so proud of you, but this is you out there doing this,
I mean, you just snuck Prince in there, like it's quite. I mean, not that you're name dropping because you knew it, but I just it's a very rare person, but like Prince, and who you worked with,
yes, for many years,
and who. Was another time I feel like Ryan Coogler reaching out of the mist and saying, I need you to do this. Prince also did that for you.
Yes. Yeah. He played such an important role in my life and at a very critical time in my career. I think I was 26, 27 when Prince and I when we connected and first started working together. And to have a Black artist and him specifically, who was just so he spoke to exactly what I needed in that time, which was like, you don't have to fit into this mold. Like, you can be exactly who you want to be and the artist you want to be. And coming from like the ballet world, which is like, uniformity And it was like exactly what I needed to hear, because at the time I was the only Black woman at ABT, you know, for 10 years of my career. But during that time that I was working with him, and him just like changing my perspective on things, you know, instead of feeling like so isolated and alone, he was just like, you're so special to be the only out there, and like everyone's going to look at you. Isn't that what you want? You know? And so it was, you know, that was just like a kind of bigger picture thing but there were just so many little things in terms of like the artistry and not being afraid to like be different, and that he represented so well. And then just seeing a genius perform like right in front of you and working with them was an unbelievable experience. And I feel like I had massive growth as an artist in the years that we worked together.
And plus, that's the song that I saw you two dance, The Beautiful Ones, is like, that is one of those, like,
I know.
Whoo!
I know. When he chose that song, I was like, thank God he chose that one. I mean, it's because I've danced to so many of his songs on tour. You know, he would literally he would have like a piece of paper, and he would just jot down like all the songs he wanted to have, you know, perform that night. And he would be like, you're going to dance to all of these. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, as a ballet dancer, like we have choreography that is set, and we rehearse for a very long time. And so it was the first time I went out and just improvised.
So, I mean, that's wow.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all understand that. But yeah, I don't think that ballet is a choreographed art form generally. And but he was just like,
just come out here and just make something up.
Yeah.
I was like, what? And so like the first tour, we were in like some small places in France, like traveling around, and like the first performance, I remember it was like in this outdoor amphitheater. I wish I could remember exactly where it was. And it was like sold out. I mean, it was full. Oh, and I was just out there like, I mean, it was like a lot of people. And I went out there and I was just like doing my thing, like, and I don't know, the audience probably wasn't really that engaged. They're just like, when is Prince coming out? You know what I mean? And I'm like moving around, and then all of a sudden he was like, you know, when I come out, then we can transition, and then I'll go into my song. And I'm doing my thing, and I'm like working so hard. I'm like,
and you're making it up?
I've been making it up, and I'm like, you know, and
I like how your thing suddenly becomes like doing that Misty Copeland thing, you know, the soft shoe, the shuffle.
Totally. I was like, what else can I do
Jazz
to
hands.
get him going? And then I was like, let me do a grand bop ma. So I kicked my leg up, and the whole audience went, "Ah," and I was like, that was the move. And then I turned around, and Prince had come on. And I was like, I'm gonna walk away now.
Oh, that's funny. I love your impression of yourself. And then I shuffled out the door.
And then I backed out.
I did the grand bump, and I did a moonwalk out the door.